pay-to-win system in the server.
So they would sell you a rank for like $250 or $500. That just makes you a god above everyone else. There's nothing more unfair than being way behind someone just because their parents are rich and they just buy them everything. It sucks. It really sucks.
These pay-to-win servers are such a problem that YouTuber The Horizon dedicated himself to crashing these servers.
He is basically a pay-to-win anarchist.
One of the worst examples of the pay-to-win scam is the server Wild Prison. In May 2022, a YouTuber by the name of Salcy1 created a video exposing the Wild Prison server's scummy operations.
It says it was $499.98, but it's on sale for $249.99.
These guys are charging $250 to buy a rank to win the game. Just look at what it gives you.
What? That is million?
No, that's septillion.
That's septillion?
Yeah.
25 septillion?
With this rank, you will receive an almost infinite supply of in-game money that would give you an unfair advantage over other players. And once again, the problem lies in the demographic of people who play these games.
I can easily say that nearly all of the people who play on this are just kids.
But that's not all. The server also encourages gambling. Loot crates are an infamous mechanic in certain games. Players would buy these loot crates with real-life money to receive bonuses like rare cosmetics. It's controversial because people argue it's a form of gambling. Apparently, the drop rates on Wild Prison are lower than people think.
They just lie in the chances. We opened like 1,000 keys and we did not get one of the drops.
This problem becomes worse when you realize the people playing on the Wild Prison server are too young to gamble. Wild Prison server owners encourage children to gamble money just for some items in Minecraft. But the YouTuber Salcy1 found a loophole within the server that allowed them to break the restrictions on Wild Prison and give themselves a ton of expensive in-game items for free. Then they took these items and gave them out to as many players on the server as they could.
What? That's the one?
Oh my lord. That's $7,000. Wait, scroll up again, scroll up again. Oh, that's $7,000.
Salcy1 was Minecraft's Robin Hood, and even though he and his friends were banned, it sent a clear message to the Wild Prison scammers. But sometimes evil isn't so obvious. Terrible people can blend into the crowd acting innocent while quietly hurting others in the shadows. And worst of them all is a person called Sky Does Minecraft. The downfall of Sky Does Minecraft. In 2011, Adam Dahlberg, aka Sky Does Minecraft, found quick success on YouTube. Adam started a new style of videos that showcased Minecraft modifications. Adam also formed a group with the most well-known Minecrafters at the time and earned billions of views. But now, Adam's popularity plummeted. He hasn't uploaded on his YouTube channel for an entire year and lost a ton of followers. So what went wrong? Well, behind the online personality that everyone loved was a long list of horrible behavior. Around 2015, Adam founded a media company called Sky Media. This company eventually shut down, but in January 2022, ex-Sky Media employees came forward with their shocking stories. Almost every person who shared their experience from Sky Media claimed that Adam was a manipulative and cruel boss.
Working at Sky Media was the darkest period of my life that I've ever and probably will ever have. Eventually, the constant gaslighting and mental torture led me to nearly myself.
The same person that said this claimed that he begged for time off to visit his mother while she was in the hospital, and Adam threatened to fire him if he didn't continue editing. If that wasn't enough, Adam also allegedly protected a criminal. Adam had an associate by the name of Jinbop, who was also a Minecraft creator that worked in Sky Media. In 2016, Jinbop was arrested and sentenced to 7 years in prison. For what? For not only viewing, but allegedly producing inappropriate content of young people. But long before he was arrested, the employees at Sky Media already knew what he did. At the Sky Media office, Jinbop was found on Sky Skype calls with teenagers during working hours. When the employees at Sky Media went to inform management, they were told, mind your own business and edit. On top of Adam protecting Jinbop, he also has a history of abusing women. Adam's first public relationship was with a woman named Dawn. She appeared in a handful of Adam's early videos, and the two were supposedly engaged. They broke up in 2013, and after the relationship ended, Adam revealed personal information about Dawn that led to her receiving a lot of abuse from Adam's fan base.
You want to see if there's any like merit to the claims with Dawn? If like I was or anything, the house that I lived in, 215, go ahead and check my name on that, see if there's any arrest records. Do the information yourself, find it yourself. I have nothing to hide. Come on, I literally given people my address.
It got so bad that she deleted all of her social media and left the internet entirely, and she was just the first. Next was Alessa, Adam's ex-wife. Alessa allegedly dealt with abuse from Adam. Alessa claimed that in one instance, a fight became physical, and in self-defense, she hit Adam to escape the situation. But when the police came, Alessa didn't tell them that Adam hit her first because she wanted to protect Adam's career, and she spent 5 days in jail. Eventually, Adam and Alessa broke up, but the abuse doesn't end there. Finally, there's Elizabeth, another of Adam's ex-girlfriends. She posted a 4,000-word document in January 2022 that detailed the abuse from Adam during their relationship. Adam allegedly caused both physical and mental harm to Elizabeth throughout their relationship. Elizabeth claimed that she was pressured into having a child when she wasn't ready and married Adam against her will. When Elizabeth was pregnant, she also claimed that Adam was hitting her in the stomach. Adam was also unfaithful and sent inappropriate pictures to other girls. Elizabeth thankfully gave birth to her daughter and escaped the relationship. But sometimes you just don't know what someone is capable of.
YouTubers like Sky Does Minecraft are kind of the YouTubers I grew up with, and are kind of the reason I always wanted to make content on Minecraft or on YouTube in general.
You know, every platform has a dark side.
I think every community online has issues, especially if it's a game, because, you know, when you have so many people doing something, there's always going to be bad people within this insanely large audience.
But darkness cannot exist without light. There's so much beauty in a game like Minecraft. We can't forget the incredible creations that people make, and more importantly, the friendships built. But I want you guys to stay attentive.
Stay vigilant when you're online. Not just Minecraft, basically in everything.
The internet is a dangerous place, so share this video to spread awareness and help keep your friends safe, one user at a time. Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, click this playlist right here to watch more dark internet documentaries, because our new goal is 500,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Peace. We've all seen weird stuff online, but that's just the English side. The Japanese internet has stories about curses, disappearances, and strange mysteries that were never solved, and most people outside Japan have never heard of them. Today we're exploring the creepiest content from the Japanese internet. We'll start with the strange cases and save the worst for last. The new goal, guys, is 2.5 million subscribers by the end of 2026. It's a crazy goal, so it would mean the world if you subscribe, and I will do my very, very best to put out the best videos I possibly can for you. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome. The mystery of the evaporated people. On Japanese social media, there's a hashtag that translates to husband missing. Under that hashtag, women post photos of husbands who left home and never returned. They just vanished into thin air. In Japan, there's a word for this. It's called johatsu.
Johatsu means evaporated people, and it is the term the Japanese use for when people disappear without a trace.
It's estimated that 100,000 Japanese people disappear each year. That number alone is unsettling. What makes it even more disturbing disturbing is that this has been happening for over 50 years. The term johatsu started being used in the 1960s. Back then, some people in Japan wanted to escape unhappy marriages, but divorce was a long and difficult process. So instead of going through the courts, they chose to run away. Soon, others followed for different reasons. Japan's work culture was intense. Employees had to work long hours and remain loyal to one company.
In many companies, your salary isn't really based on how good you are at your job, but how long you've been sitting in that company.
Some couldn't handle the pressure. They left home one morning and never returned. Others vanished out of shame. One engineer lost his job but felt too embarrassed to tell his family, so he disappeared. Another case involved a family that owned a restaurant. They took out a loan they couldn't repay. When the debt became too much, the entire family disappeared. There were many more reasons. Even failing an exam can motivate people to disappear.
That is actually the case for many of Yohatsus. They chose to vanish because of depression, disappointment, rejection, and lack of support.
It felt as if people were dissolving into thin air. That's why the Japanese called it johatsu, which means evaporation. The name came from the idea of water disappearing into the air. Now we get to the strangest part of this case. Most people didn't have the skills to disappear and build a new life, so an entire industry was formed to help them do it.
Japan is the only country I know that has an entire underground industry dedicated to helping people disappear.
In Japan, there are companies known as yonigeya. In English, that means midnight escape agents.
These agents offer services such as secret relocations, where a person could be transported to a new location overnight without anyone knowing.
Midnight escape agents operate openly. They have websites, logos, and office staff. They charge anywhere from $450 to $2,600. Once someone hires them, planning begins immediately. Days before the move, they help clients sneak out small items and store them elsewhere. If the client is alone, the move usually happens in the middle of the night. If an entire family wants to disappear, each member is sent on a fake errand that morning. By the time anyone notices, the home is empty. If the client has debt and is being watched by debt collectors, the movers find ways to avoid detection. Every detail is calculated. Then they transport the client to secret towns.
There are neighborhoods that have become hotbeds for johatsu, and much like the people who call them home, they no longer officially exist.
Some of these secret towns don't appear on Japan's official maps. In these places, people can rent rooms and work cash-only jobs without showing ID. For someone who wants to disappear, it offers a clean break. Imagine an entire town filled with people who reported missing. Sounds pretty creepy to me. So if you ever scroll through Japanese social media, don't be surprised by all the missing person posts. It may seem scary to us, but over there, disappearing is actually a business. This next case is about a guy who took his obsession with a girl too far. The creepiest love story. In 2011, a man went on an online Japanese chat room asking for advice. His post was titled, "Help. The girl I like won't respond to my emails." At first, people thought it was a simple dating question, but the more he explained, the creepier he seemed. The real problem was how obsessed he sounded. He was willing to do anything to win her over. Users soon realized they were watching a stalker situation unfold live. The man never shared his real name. For his story, we'll call him Kai. Kai said he liked the girl named Denko. They went to the same college, but he was too shy to confess his feelings. One day during their second year, they hung out in a group. He got her contact details. After that, they began texting. Then Denko suddenly stopped replying. 3 days passed with no response. Kai was worried. He thought maybe she was hurt, so he asked the chat room what to do. Before giving advice, users asked one question: how many times did you message her? Kai's answer shocked everyone. He sent 600 emails in 3 days. That's like one message every 7 minutes, and he didn't see anything wrong with it.
The sheer number is alarming enough, but the way he just casually drops that in like it's a totally normal thing to do is wild.
Some in the chat room called it stalker level creepy. They told him to stop contacting her immediately, but Kai refused. He insisted he was in love. The chat room then asked what their conversation looked like before Denko stopped replying. Kai told them.
He gave a couple of examples of how their conversations went when Denko was still replying, which are honestly just ridiculous.
The messages were repetitive and boring. What do you do for fun? What do you listen to? At that point, some users began trolling him. They told him to send more emails and call her nonstop. They were being sarcastic, but Kai took them seriously. He bombarded Denko with more messages. Denko finally replied. She wrote, "Don't email me anymore." Most people would understand that clearly, but Kai didn't. He returned to the chat room and posted her message. He asked what he should do next. When users told him to leave her alone, he refused. Instead, he took things to the next level. He went to Denko's house unannounced. What's disturbing about that is that he had her address. He knew exactly where she lived. And as we'll see in a second, that alone was enough to make her fear for her life. Most people don't realize how easy it actually is for someone to find that information about someone else. Your home address, your phone number, it's most likely public online right now and anyone can see it. A few years ago, someone found my own personal details and used it to threaten me and my family. That was the moment I realized how exposed our data really is. You see, data broker websites make money by selling your information to anyone who pays. And what's crazy is that this is completely legal, but they're also legally required to remove your information if you ask them to. I tried to remove my data online by myself, but there were hundreds of these sites with my information. There was just no way I could do it all. That's how today's sponsor Aura can help. Aura finds which websites have your data, then they handle the removal requests for you. Within a few weeks, you'll notice less spam calls, less junk mail, and your information becomes much harder to find online. But Aura goes beyond data removal. It monitors the dark web, so if your data shows up there, they'll notify you right away. Aura will also tell you if someone tries to take out credit or open a bank account in your name. And in the worst case scenario, you're backed by up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. And because Aura protects you from every angle, they give you a VPN, antivirus software, and a password manager, which all help you stay safe online. If you guys want to try Aura, click the link in the description or head to aura.com/VV for a 14-day free trial. That gives Aura enough time to find out if your personal data is already being sold online. Kai arrived at Denko's house and rang the doorbell. Denko's mother answered. She appeared to know who he was because she stepped outside and told him, "If you come by again, I'll call the police." Kai went back to the chat room and asked why Denko's mom was mad at him. Users were blunt. They said Denko obviously told her mom that he was harassing her, but Kai rejected that explanation. Instead, he blamed Denko's mother for interfering. He wrote, "I need a way to meet Denko without involving her mom." A few days later, he returned to her house. This time, he didn't knock. He snuck around the property and peeked into Denko's room. Their eyes met. Denko screamed. Kai ran away. Hours later, Denko sent Kai a message. "Don't call me or email me anymore, please. I'm sorry, but I'm really scared. If there's been a misunderstanding, then I apologize. But this is my last email. Please don't contact me again. I'm begging you." Denko feared for her life. After that, Denko changed her phone number and email address. Kai could no longer reach her. Again, that should have been the end. But Kai did not give up. Kai contacted Denko's best friend. He offered to pay for updates about Denko. The best friend agreed. He first paid 3,000 yen, which is about $20. Over the next few weeks, he kept paying for information. One day, the friend told him Denko would be at a certain park. Kai went there. He found Denko. When Denko saw him, she snapped. She punched him and screamed at him to leave. He left to avoid causing a scene. Later, he returned to the chat room and explained what happened. He still believed it was just a misunderstanding. This time, the chat room turned on him. They told Kai he was the problem. Some even praised Denko for defending herself. After that, Kai claimed he stopped contacting her, but he kept posting in the chat room. He later revealed that he met another girl whom he paid in exchange for a relationship. That relationship also failed. On May 2nd, 2011, Kai made his final post. He wrote that he didn't understand how girls think at all. After that, he disappeared from the forum. Kai never revealed his true identity, so no one could track him down. That also meant that no one could verify his story. In 2012, someone translated Kai's thread from Japanese to English and posted it on Tumblr. And that's how we know about this today. Many readers treated it like a joke, but it was most likely the real-time online diary of a creepy stalker. The Monster with 21 Faces. In online Japanese chat rooms, there's one case people still discuss. It was a crime spree that happened in the 1980s. The group behind the crimes had a name straight out of a horror novel, The Monster with 21 Faces. For over a year, they kept Japan on edge. They didn't just commit crimes, they turned it into a sick game. The public first heard about The Monster with 21 Faces in 1984. That March, two masked men kidnapped Katsuhisa Ezaki. He was the president of Ezaki Glico, one of Japan's largest candy candy companies. The kidnappers broke into his home and took him while his wife watched helplessly. They left behind a ransom note.
A ransom note demanded Ezaki's company Glico turn over 1 billion yen and 100 kilograms of gold in a specified phone booth.
It was the largest ransom demand in Japanese history. Ezaki's family contacted the police. Search teams spread out across the area. Meanwhile, the family gathered the ransom money, but the police wanted to catch the kidnappers, so they waited at the drop location ready to arrest anyone who came for the cash. The family placed the bag at the location and left. Officers waited and watched, but no one ever came to pick it up. About 3 days later, after his abduction, Ezaki returned. He claimed he was tied up in a warehouse, but he managed to escape on his own. Unfortunately, Ezaki couldn't identify the kidnappers or provide police with any clues. The case could have ended there. Instead, it escalated. Weeks later, the group set Weeks later, the group set fire to several cars at Glico's headquarters. That same day, the criminals sent letters to 2 major newspapers. The letters did 2 things. First, they mocked the police for not catching them.
"You Japanese police fools. Are you stupid? With so many of you, what are you doing? If you're real pros, try catching me."
They also dropped hints about their crimes.
"The car we used is gray, and the food was bought at Taiyei. If you want new info, beg for it in the newspaper."
The letter was signed, "The Monster with 21 Faces." Now the entire country knew their name, but the Monster was just getting started. In May 1984, the Monster sent another letter.
The Monster claimed to have laced $21 million worth of Glico products with potassium cyanide. Some reports said hydrocyanic acid soda.
In simple terms, they said they put poison in candy that was already in stores. The news spread fast and Japan panicked. Supermarkets removed all Glico products. Parents threw out candy. Glico lost $130 million from this threat alone. To save the business, hundreds of workers were laid off. When investigators tested the candy, no poison was found. The Monster was just bluffing, but the fear it caused was real. In June 1984, the Monster sent another letter. "We're satisfied. The president of Glico has already gone around with his head hanging down long enough. We would like to forgive him." Just like that, the attacks on Glico stopped. No ransom was paid. No arrests were made. Many believed the nightmare was over. They were wrong. A few months later, the Monster chose a new
This isn't just any chat, it's ClickUp chat. Sure, you can tag your team, ask.
A few months later, the monster chose a new target. That October, they began threatening another candy company called Morinaga. A letter was sent to newspapers. It was addressed to the moms of the nation. In it, the monster claimed they placed poisoned Morinaga candy in stores. This time, it wasn't a bluff. Police searched supermarkets nationwide. They found over a dozen poisoned candies. Strangely, the monster placed warning labels on them. Danger contains poison. You'll die if you eat this. The monster with 21 faces. Morinaga's sales dropped 60% overnight. The company laid off employees. The government had to intervene to prevent the business from collapsing. The monster then threatened other Japanese food companies. One letter read, "We are the culprits involved in the Glico and Morinaga incidents. If you do not want to become another Glico and Morinaga, put out the cash. If you don't respond, we'll poison your products." Several companies paid ransom. Meanwhile, police thought they were doing everything to find the monster. They believed they were closing in. During one ransom pickup, an undercover officer was assigned to deliver the money. He boarded a train. Then he noticed a man watching him. The officer said the man had eyes like those of a fox.
He looked cunning, hunting, and they nicknamed him the Fox-Eyed Man.
When the officer tried to follow the man, and the man disappeared into a crowd. Days later, the police released a sketch of the fox-eyed man. They even identified a suspect.
A man called Miyazaki. Physically, he looked just like the fox-eyed man, and he did also have a bit of a history with Glico.
But after
ChatGPT can now create website wireframes. With our new custom GPT, we guide you through the process of creating a powerful prompt for your sitemap and wireframe.
But after the investigation, he was cleared. Over time, police interviewed roughly 125,000 persons of interest. None of them were linked to the monster. Months passed with no arrests. The public was angry. The media criticized the government. The officer leading the investigation was dismissed. He considered it the biggest failure of his professional career. So, out of embarrassment, the officer did the unthinkable. News of his passing shocked Japan. 5 days later, the monster sent one final letter. They talked about what happened to the officer.
No Korea Yamamoto died like a man, so we decided to give our condolences. We decided to forget about torturing food making company.
It sounded like they felt guilty about his passing and decided to stop. The letter ended with, "It's fun to lead a bad man's life." No one ever heard from the monster again. The case remained open for years, but in the year 2000, the statute of limitations expired. That meant even if the culprits were identified, they couldn't be prosecuted. To this day, no one knows the true identity of the monster with 21 faces. But on the Japanese internet, this group is still a topic of discussion today. Up next is a story that made people afraid of browsing the web. The Red Room Curse. If you explore the darker side of the Japanese internet, one story keeps coming up. It's called the Red Room Curse. Some say it's just a myth. Others believe it's tied to evil spirits. The curse centers around a red pop-up window.
It's all about this pop-up that comes up when you're just browsing the internet, and it looks like a virus. Like, it's just like this red thing that pops up.
To some, it isn't just a normal pop-up. According to the legend, if the pop-up appears on anyone's screen, they won't survive the next 24 hours. And there were real-life events that convinced some people the Red Room Curse might be real. The earliest stories about the Red Room Curse date back to the late 1990s. Around that time, someone created a short animated video and uploaded it to a Japanese website. The cartoon followed two students who heard about the Red Room Curse. They were talking at school when one mentioned a rumor about a dangerous pop-up. If it appeared on your screen, your fate was sealed. The other student laughed it off. He didn't believe in internet curses. Later that night, he went home.
Once home, the boy, being skeptical about what his friend had told him, decided to look into it himself.
He searched online for proof, but found nothing, so he gave up. Then, while browsing normally, a pop-up appeared.
The legend is about a pop-up box on the internet that reads, "Do you like?" in Japanese, which is also narrated by a girl.
He tried closing it. Each time he did, it came back. Eventually, the question changed to, "Do you like the Red Room?" Then the screen flickered and it went black. And many names started showing up in red. These were the names of everyone who had already seen the pop-up. None of them were alive anymore. As the boy scanned the list, his heart sank. He saw his friend's name, the same friend who told him about the cursed pop-up. Then at the bottom of the list, his own name appeared. It meant he was next. Suddenly, he realized that someone was standing behind him. The animation never showed what happened after that. It didn't need to. The message was clear. The next day, both of the boys were missing. Reports said they were found lifeless. That was a story in the cartoon. But after watching it, many believers of this story weren't sure if it was just fiction or if the curse was real. No one wanted to investigate. As one person wrote, "I really want to check it out, but I'm scared it'll be real." Then a real event made people even more scared of the curse. In June 2004, a Japanese schoolgirl ended her classmate. As part of the investigation, police searched her computer. They wanted to understand her motive, but they found something unsettling in her browser history.
The #1 bookmark on Nasumi's computer was a flash animation that depicted the Red Room Curse.
The Japanese media reported the discovery. The Red Room legend was no longer just a story. It was now linked to a real-world tragedy. This connection stayed in people's minds. Years passed. The original animation that made the curse famous got lost. But the story of the cursed pop-up kept spreading. Some created video games based on it. Others made short films inspired by it. Every few years, new claims appear online. Someone says their screen flashed red for a second, or a strange message popped up and vanished before they could screenshot it. The Red Room Curse legend felt relatable. Anyone can get a pop-up while browsing, and the idea that seeing it means you're already doomed is what makes it scary. This next chapter is about a screenshot of a creature that some swear isn't human. The Demon with No Face. In November 2020, a photo from a traffic camera went viral on the Japanese internet. It wasn't a car crash, weather update, or anything you expect to see on a traffic cam. It looked like a picture of a demon. At least that's what most people who saw it thought it was. The camera was located at a place called the Izu Skyline. It's a long mountain road in Japan. The cameras were installed for traffic and weather updates, so they captured images of the road every hour and posted them on the website. On November 1st, 2020, a Twitter user was checking out the live feed from those cameras. Then he saw something strange. A figure stood near the side of the road. It was completely black and it wasn't moving. It simply stood there facing forward. The shape looked human, but it had no visible features. No matter how much he zoomed in, he could not see a face. It was just a solid silhouette standing upright. The user quickly took a screenshot. He posted the image on Twitter and asked if anyone knew what it was.
It's so bright, and yet the figure is all black. It's creepy. Also appears to be slightly bigger than a normal person.
The post triggered thousands of reactions. Some thought it was just a person in black clothes or spandex, but the figure looked far too smooth. There were no creases or fabric lines. There was something else that made no sense. The figure
Brian is the best content marketing team lead I've ever worked with. But before he created his content calendar using Monday.com,
figure had no shadow. That was unnatural. Then came the creepiest observation. The photo was taken on November 1st. That was the morning after Halloween. That detail shifted the entire conversation. Some began to think it was a supernatural entity, but others argued it was likely a prank.
Well, assuming the photo wasn't edited in any way, it was likely just a person trying to get captured by the live cam they knew took a picture at 6 a.m. every morning.
Even with logical explanations, the image continued to disturb people. There was no official statement from road authorities, and no one ever proved what it was. The camera continued operating as usual, and the figure never appeared again. Years later, it remains one of the creepiest images to come out of the Japanese internet. This next case was so unsettling that people made a movie about it. The Train Ride to Nowhere. In January 2004, a Japanese chat room asked users to share any strange things happening around them. Hundreds of users joined the conversation. They told stories about odd events and random coincidences. Then a user named Hasumi began posting. Her story was so unsettling that it made everyone stop and read. And it was unfolding in real time as she typed. Hasumi was typing while she was on a train heading home from work. It was late at night. The train was supposed to stop at her usual station, but it didn't.
It just kept going. 10 minutes passed, 15, 20, but still no sign of slowing down, no familiar station announcements.
Hasumi looked around. All the other passengers were asleep. No one seemed worried. Instead of panicking alone, she posted on the online chat room asking what to do. People replied instantly. First, they told her to check the conductor, but she couldn't find him. Finally, the train stopped. Hasumi stepped off and posted the name of the station, Kisaragi Station. That wasn't her stop, and she never heard of that station before. Users in the chat room searched online. Kisaragi Station didn't exist on any map. No one in the group recognized the name either. Hasumi was stranded at a place that didn't seem to exist. All she wanted was to get home. Some users told her to stay on the train, but Hasumi already stepped off, and the train left before she could get back on. Now she was alone.
The station was completely deserted. Not a single person anywhere. The ticket office was dark and abandoned.
Hasumi tried to find a taxi, but there was none. People in the chat room told her to walk along the tracks until she reached the previous stop, so she started walking. Then she heard a voice behind her. Someone screamed, "Hey, don't walk on the tracks, that's dangerous." When Hasumi turned around, she saw a man with one leg. She blinked for a second and he disappeared. Hasumi kept updating the chat room. She was terrified, but she forced herself to keep moving. She saw a tunnel ahead and went through it. When she came out on the other side, she saw a man sitting in a car. He offered to drive her to a nearby hotel. She told the chat room and asked what to do. Users warned her not to get in. They said it was suspicious for someone to be there so late at night, but Hasumi said she was exhausted, so she got into the car. At first, the driver was friendly. Then she realized he was driving in the wrong direction.
The driver wasn't heading toward any hotel. Instead, he turned into a narrow mountain road, driving deeper into the wilderness.
Hasumi asked what was happening, but the driver ignored her. He was just mumbling to himself. That's when Hasumi posted her final message. My battery's almost out. Things are getting strange, so I think I'm going to make a run for it. After that, there were no more updates. Hasumi never posted again. Hundreds of users stayed online waiting for Hasumi's return. She never did. People formed theories about what happened to her at Kisaragi Station.
Some said she must have slipped through a doorway into another dimension.
Others had darker explanations.
Maybe she died in an accident while dozing off, and what she experienced was her final journey to the afterlife.
Some believed the entire story was a hoax. People continued searching for any trace of Kisaragi Station, but they found nothing. 7 years later, someone claiming to be Hasumi posted an update saying she survived. Most people didn't believe it. Over time, Hasumi's posts spread across the internet, and the mystery of Kisaragi Station became one of Japan's most famous internet horror stories. In 2022, a movie was made about it. To this day, no one knows how true her posts were. All people saw was someone scared asking for help. Then she disappeared. The person in her next story did anything to get attention, including risking other people's lives. The case of the fake survivor. When we talk about creepy content, it isn't always ghosts or curses. Sometimes it's real people doing strange things. This is one of those cases. It involves a man who pretended to be buried alive. It all started with a real tragedy. On January 1st, 2024, Japan was struck by a powerful earthquake.
A powerful 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck central Japan, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake.
Buildings collapsed and fires spread, but the most urgent crisis was the people trapped under the rubble. They needed to be rescued before time ran out. That same day, 25-year-old Ryodai Kanemaru was at home. He also lived in Japan, but he was miles away from the disaster zone. He was completely safe. As the news of the earthquake spread, Kanemaru opened Japanese Twitter. He wanted to see how people were reacting. There were several thousand posts requesting rescue at the time. The trapped victims became the focus of national attention. Kanemaru wanted that attention too, so he decided to lie. That night, he posted, "My family is trapped in our collapsed house." To make the lie believable, he listed a real address in Wajima, one of the hardest hit areas. His message got a lot of attention. People replied and told him to stay strong. Others said they would alert authorities. He probably loved the attention because he decided to tell another lie. He posted another desperate message asking for help. This time he used a different address. Once again, people online reacted with concern. Kanemaru repeated the lie again and again. By the end of the day, he made about a dozen fake rescue posts. The next day, 10 officers went to the site posted by Kanemaru. They were there to rescue him, but they found no collapsed houses. All residents in the neighborhood were confirmed to be safe. The rescue team searched the area for about 20 minutes trying to find the person who asked for help. Eventually, they realized the rescue request was fake. But Kanemaru wasn't the only one doing this. Many others also posted fake rescue requests. A researcher later reviewed the rescue tweets.
The Institute said that there were over 1,000 tweets asking for help, and 104 were fake. Some of the posts included the name of non-existent places.
The situation became so serious that Japan's prime minister addressed it in a press conference. He called the posts malicious false information. It was a big issue because the fake posts sent them rushing to scenes where there was no one who needed help. Meanwhile, there were hundreds of real victims waiting to be saved. It was despicable. Police decided to track down those behind the fake posts and hold them accountable. Authorities analyzed Twitter accounts. They were able to trace the posts back to their sources. The investigation took time, but it produced results. In July 2024, the police arrested Kanemaru. The headline read, "Man arrested for making false rescue request on social media." He was charged with obstructing rescue work. When questioned, Kanemaru told police exactly why he did it. He said, "I wanted to take advantage of the earthquake to draw attention to my posts and get a lot of people to respond." In simple terms, he wanted likes and shares on social media, and he didn't care if real victims were hurting while he did it. The Japanese internet is full of stories that were never solved, never explained. Some are real and others legends. But maybe the creepiest stories are the ones somewhere in between, where your imagination fills in the rest. Visual Venture. Wait, before you guys go, I have a video about the most disturbing websites you should not visit. I talk about a website that streams live footage from inside people's bedrooms, a married man who cheated on his wife with an AI girlfriend, and a hitman for hire website. Click here to watch it. Love you guys. Peace. Just when you think the internet can't get any worse, it does. Today we're looking at notorious videos deleted from YouTube forever. Some caused mass panic, others put people in the emergency room. One almost cost someone their life. But the most disturbing part isn't the video itself. It's what the creator was thinking when they pressed record. These are notorious videos deleted from YouTube forever. I'm Visual Adventure and you are awesome. If you're still using a default browser, it's like ordering plain pizza every time. Safe, reliable, completely forgettable. But it's not until you try pineapple on pizza that you realize you've been missing out. Opera GX, the sponsor of this video, is the pineapple to your plain pizza browsing experience. First thing, the built-in ad blocker. No extensions, no setup needed. It's already in the browser. You go to settings, turn it on, and all the pop-ups and garbage ads disappear. You actually get to look at what you came for. Revolutionary concept. Then there's GX mods. This is where things get interesting. Through the GX store, you can pull in animated wallpapers that react to your actions in the browser. You could have background music or keyboard sounds. You could even have custom sounds for opening and closing tabs, and custom animations that play when you open the browser. All the fonts in the UI are custom. Be messy. Keemstar has been accused of bullying, harassment, and stirring up fights. One day he posted a video about a new situation, but this time he got the facts wrong, and that mistake almost destroyed an innocent person's life. The Drama Alert channel wasn't only about online drama. Keemstar sometimes exposed scammers, preds, and people doing real harm. He also claimed every story was fact-checked, and his audience believed every word. In January 2016, Keemstar released a video titled RuneScape Offender Returns. In it, he talked about a man named John Phillips, who he said was a pred. Keemstar claimed Phillips was recently released from jail for SA. He also said Phillips was now streaming on Twitch looking for new victims. To prove it, Keemstar showed a screenshot of a live stream.
Now, John was arrested for this, and he recently got out of jail, and the first thing he did was stream RuneScape on Twitch.
But this time, Keemstar messed up. There really was a criminal named John Phillips, but the man was still in jail. The person in Keemstar's screenshot was not him. He got the wrong guy. The streamer in the image was actually Tony Winchester. Tony was just a regular guy playing games on Twitch. He wasn't guilty of anything illegal. Here's how the mix-up happened. Someone on Keemstar's team saw Tony streaming. They thought he looked like John Phillips, the real criminal, so they assumed that John was back online. That team member passed this false information to Keemstar, and Keemstar reported it as fact without verifying it. He accused Tony of a very serious crime just because Tony resembled someone else. Keemstar's viewers believed the report. They found Tony's stream on Twitch and bombarded him with insults in the chat. Tony tried to explain he was not the man they thought he was. He didn't even know John Phillips, but they assumed he was lying.
For whatever reason, they thought my name was John Phillips and that I was lying, that I really wasn't Tony Winchester. And
after seeing Tony's reaction, Keemstar checked the story again. That's when he realized his error. He deleted the video immediately. It had been online for a few hours, but the damage was already done. Keemstar uploaded a new video blaming his team for giving him false information.
I just found out how they got the information on this story. They compared photos and guessed, and then put it in my feed as confirmed.
He fired the team members responsible for the mistake and posted an apology. He even offered Tony $1,000 as compensation, but Tony rejected it. He wanted nothing from Keemstar.
I don't want that guy to bother me no matter what. I don't want his money. I don't want his apology. I know who and what I am.
During a live stream, Tony shared how he felt. He sounded devastated.
But now everything's clear. Everybody knows I'm Tony and I never did nothing to nobody and I'm a good guy.
Once the truth came out, viewers apologized criticized in the comments. Over 70,000 people followed Tony on Twitch. Thousands also subscribed to his YouTube channel, but Tony's reputation never fully recovered. For years, he kept dealing with the fallout from Keemstar's accusation.
Keemstar, just so you know, your BS a year and a half ago still causes me trouble every day, and it does.
6 years later, in 2022, Tony passed away from cancer. He was 69. Today, Drama Alert has more than 5 million subscribers. This next creator forgot to edit her video before posting, and everyone was shocked at what went on behind the scenes. The worst mom on YouTube. Family vlogs are supposed to be sweet and positive. Most of the time, it's just parents filming life with their kids. But when Jordan Cheyenne posted a video with her son, the internet turned on her. Viewers called her the worst mom on YouTube. And all that anger was because of what happened at the end of the video. When Jordan first joined YouTube, she made content about fitness and healthy eating.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you another fitness, health, weight loss related type of video.
Then in 2013, she had a son named Christian. Soon she started including him in her videos.
Obviously, I can't leave to the gym without having a little dance party with my little guy. I do take him to the gym with me.
Over time, she became known as an influencer mom. She opened up about the struggles and joys of being a single parent. Jordan also made courses and ebooks about making money online. She said her goal was to empower other women and single mothers. Her audience connected with her message. By 2021, Jordan had 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. People trusted her, but one mistake was all it took to destroy that trust. In September 2021, Jordan filmed a video titled "We Are Heartbroken." Her little son was right beside her, and he was holding back tears. Jordan explained that their dog was very sick, and since the dog felt like family, both of them were devastated.
Please pray for her. I know she's gonna make it through. She's an amazing, beautiful little girl, and I can't wait for her to bring her home. I love you guys.
When she finished the message,
Since adding Forkful meals into my weekly routine, not only have I saved hours on meal prep, I've actually been eating healthier and staying consistent with my nutrition goals. Fuel your body with real food that heat up in just 2 minutes, and they have no preservatives and no seed oils.
Whole foods that actually taste incredible.
I highly recommend prioritizing your health with Forkful. When she finished the message, Jordan shifted her focus. She wanted a thumbnail for the video, so she asked her son to pose with her so she could grab an image from the footage. She wanted them to look as sad as possible.
Act like you're crying.
Her son was already actually crying about the situation, but she demanded him to cry in a more exaggerated way for the thumbnail. They went back and forth. He insisted he was truly crying, but Jordan wasn't satisfied. Eventually, she got the shot. They were done. Normally, YouTubers edit the footage to remove anything they don't want the viewers to see, but Jordan forgot to edit out the entire exchange with her son. She uploaded the video and the internet saw everything. Many viewers felt the clip was disturbing. Instead of consoling her son, Jordan only seemed interested in creating a catchy thumbnail.
She was being super forceful with her kid and trying to get him to act sad very aggressively to get a thumbnail for a video.
The video was bombarded with dislikes. Comments accused her of bad parenting. One viewer said Jordan was using her kids as props. Another wrote the boy was almost begging for comfort and she didn't understand what he needed. Jordan quickly realized she uploaded the unedited version. She deleted the video 30 minutes after posting it, but it was too late. Clips were already circulating across social media. Jordan couldn't ignore the backlash. She posted apology videos on YouTube and Instagram.
Me trying to get that thumbnail was just so wrong. It's such poor judgment of me, but it does not condone internet bullying and violence and harassment.
The viewers felt she was more upset about the backlash than about how she treated her son. They felt she didn't understand why people were mad. The criticism didn't slow down. People questioned whether she was ever genuine. Her brand collapsed overnight. 3 days after posting the video, Jordan deactivated her YouTube channel. Years of content disappeared. However, a few months later, she reinstated it. Her channel was back online. But this time, she made one thing clear. She would not be showing her son in future content. Next is a video that went from fun to medical emergency in seconds. The Dangerous Game.
There's a difference between bold and reckless. Some YouTubers have a hard time drawing that line. People feel the Vlog Squad was one of those cases. The Vlog Squad looked like a dream team of content creators. The leader was David Dobrik, a popular YouTuber. Most of the other members were YouTubers too. They had talent,
energy, and millions of viewers.
However, many of their videos were more reckless than creative.
Extremely dangerous stunts that stuntmen should be doing. The only thing different here was our crew was going to be doing the stunts.
They filmed themselves skydiving, playing with fire, and pulling pranks. In one video, a member was even bitten by a snake.
This snake has made so many viral videos. I don't know if I should be doing that.
Their content was a mix of chaos, comedy, and danger. Jeff Wittick was a core member of the Vlog Squad. He was a perfect fit. Jeff was charismatic and always ready to do risky stunts on camera. As Vlog Squad went viral, Jeff's own YouTube channel skyrocketed. His videos pulled in millions of views, so he kept joining bigger and crazier stunts for the Vlog Squad, and then one stunt nearly ended his life. In June 2020, the Vlog Squad tried their most risky idea yet. It involved a massive construction machine called an excavator. An excavator is normally used for digging and moving large amounts of earth, but the Vlog Squad wanted to use it to swing people around for fun. This was their plan. Park the excavator in a shallow lake, tie a rope to the excavator's arm, attach the rope to a wakeboard, and use the excavator to whip people across the water. It was reckless, but they did it anyway. David Dobrik operated the excavator. Members of the Vlog Squad took turns riding the wakeboard.
It was basically like wakeboarding, but in the same place, and it looked really pretty on this like beautiful lake, and the lake was only like a foot deep.
It was fun, but they got bored, so they came up with an even bolder idea. They decided to climb the rope attached to the excavator and swing through the air like Tarzan. Jeff went first, and everything went wrong in seconds. David spun the excavator too fast, and Jeff slammed into the machine. He was rushed to the hospital. Doctor said he was lucky to be alive.
If it was a few inches the other way, it would have killed me. If it gone the other way, it would have cut the big blast nuts on you would have died. Yeah.
After the incident, the Vlog Squad decided not to post the video on YouTube. Jeff eventually recovered, but he stopped doing stunts and focused on his own channel. Viewers noticed his scars, but he never explained them.
Legally, I can't get into what happened. My lawyers told me not to speak on it.
Months later, Jeff finally talked about the accident. He also showed clips from before and after the crash, but not the impact itself. The internet was horrified. Fans blamed the Vlog Squad for being reckless. Things got even worse in April 2021 when someone leaked the actual crash clip. People saw the exact moment Jeff got hurt. It sparked a discussion about how far creators push themselves for views. But the crash clip didn't stay online. According to reports, someone requested its removal, so it was deleted. The Vlog Squad eventually split. Some former members aren't even friends anymore. Since the accident, Jeff claims he has spent a fortune on medical bills.
In February 2022, 10 months after Jeff's documentary was released, he underwent his 7th eye surgery.
Just one Just one of those surgeries could potentially cost $90,000. Jeff also implied that he holds David Dobrik responsible for the accident. Eventually, Jeff sued David Dobrik for $10 million in damages. The case is still in court. This next video got millions of views, but it was soon shut down because it took things too far. The inappropriate diss track. PewDiePie is one of the biggest YouTubers of all time, but people say he has a weak spot, that he doesn't like it when another channel gets more subscribers than him.
We must fight back! Who is this T-Series channel? This channel will pass PewDiePie. I'm number one! I'm number one!
Over the years, he's been accused of mocking rival channels and trying to bring them down. But PewDiePie crossed the line when he went after a kid's channel, and he made a video so inappropriate that YouTube had to take it down. CoComelon had nursery songs and skits, so CoComelon has a lot of controversy, which I talk about in other videos, but for the sake of this video, we'll be sticking to the basics. CoComelon was growing at an unbelievable speed. In 2020 alone, the channel jumped from 60 million to 100 million subscribers. PewDiePie couldn't believe the numbers.
69 million views a day? Bruh, that's the bruh number.
It was obvious they would soon pass him. PewDiePie's competitiveness kicked in, and he made a video criticizing CoComelon's content.
A pattern that I've noticed on all CoComelon videos is that they get a ton of dislikes, which is very confusing. No matter how many views on a video,
there's always a ton of dislike.
But CoComelon ignored them. They focused on their own content.
CoComelon never responded to it. They never talked about becoming the second most subscribed YouTube channel.
CoComelon hit 105 million subscribers by early 2021. At that time, PewDiePie had around 109 million subscribers. They were almost tied. Fans saw the gap shrinking and the tension building. PewDiePie saw it too. He seemed frustrated. What he did next made everything worse. In February 2021, PewDiePie released a song titled Coco. It was a diss track aimed at CoComelon. He even filmed a music video for it. As the video continued, the lyrics became explicit. PewDiePie used the F word and other swear words multiple times. In one scene, he smashed a watermelon shaped like CoComelon's logo. In another, a kid punched him and stormed out. Surprisingly, most people liked it. The song was catchy.
Overall, the music video went on to rack up over 10 million views in around 48 hours.
The video was viral, gaining momentum each day. But when YouTube saw it, it became a problem. YouTube said the video violated the platform's harassment and child safety policy. They also said it encouraged hostility between creators for financial gain. So 4 days after its release, YouTube made their decision.
YouTube stepped in and decided to take the video down shortly after it passed 11 million views.
But fans didn't let it disappear. They re-uploaded the song everywhere. Some even made remixes. In 2021, CoComelon passed PewDiePie in subscriber count, and they pulled far ahead. Right now, CoComelon has 200 million subscribers. PewDiePie has around 110 million. CoComelon won by a landslide. This next deleted video was so crazy that people called the police, fearing for their lives. The worst prank ever. Troll Station UK wanted to create the wildest prank videos possible. Right on their channel banner, they described themselves as the home of public trolling. And they took that mission seriously. They once staged a fake zombie chase through London. In another prank, an actor pretended to fall over and pass away. Every idea was original but outrageous. By late 2013, their channel was taking off. Then they planned an even more intense prank. This time they went a little too far. Their idea was simple but dangerous. They wanted the public to think a criminal was roaming the streets of London. First, they bought a paintball gun that looked real. The prankster suited up in what looked like a military outfit. Then, around November 2013, they filmed the video. It went as badly as you would expect. The actor with the paintball gun looked so believable that people panicked on sight. Many ran with